Hey there, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope things are going your way today. Today, we're making a book out of a greeting card. In the UK, they call greetings cards, which I mean, that kind of makes a lot of sense. So today we're taking a greeting card and we're also taking some junk mail and we are binding a book using a pamphlet stitch. It's really easy. I had these gorgeous cards and I just wanted to perpetuate them in some way. So making a book out of a greetings card is a great way to perpetuate this beautiful imagery, not just on the front, but on the inside cover. And it does say music is the soul. Music in the soul can be heard by the universe. It's a quote from Lao Tzu. It is absolutely extraordinary. This is 100% recyclable, eco-friendly card. And I mean, what better way to perpetuate something like this than to make something out of it? So today, that's what we're going to do. I have to thank Miss C for sending me this card. I really, really love it. Let's go ahead and create the signature that goes inside the card. Now, the way that you're going to want to do that is take scrap paper. Any sort of scrap paper works. Laurie B sent me a gigantic paper pad, and so I've just chosen some papers from that paper pad and we're going to put those together. You'll want to remember, guys, to measure your card, and this one is 10 by 7, okay? The papers that go in here are about 9.5, 9 3/4 by 6.5, 6 3/4. The reason that we have that quarter difference is because when you start stacking papers inside a signature like this, the papers, because of the bulk of the fold, sometimes still don't fit in the book, even though they should, because you cut them to size. I'm just offering that little bit of information because I have cut papers before to go in books like this, and it's like, well, I don't even know what happened here because they're lapping over the edges, and that's not what I wanted in this case. All right, let's go ahead and make the signature to go in this book, and then we're going to bind it, and then we'll move on to our junk mail journal, which is seasonal. So what I like to do when I have a book like this, and what am I going to do with it? It's going to be probably a quote journal, maybe a meditation journal, maybe something like that. I may not make this into a journal at all. It may just be a commonplace book. I did want to show you my commonplace book from 2015. I made it from an old diary, so you can kind of see how a book like this is put together. I did some glue booking in it. It's got some gratitude stuff in it. It's got mixed media in it. It's got recipes in it. It's got quotes in it. So a really fun way to utilize a little book like this would be to make a commonplace book. I like to keep notebooks like this on my table at the sofa. I like to keep one at the bedside, and I also like to keep one in my kitchen, just to write down little notes maybe about cooking or whatever. The takeaway is you can do whatever you want to with it. We could fill this with notebook paper or unlined paper, whatever you want to put in here. But I really do like the pop and color of pattern paper. I think it just makes a book more interesting. So we've got this. I'm just, like I said, scrap paper. All of it was scrap paper. All right, so let's see what we have so far here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I've got 9 papers in here, 9 folded papers in here. 9. Let's let's check it out. Let's see what that's looking like. Okay, do you see this? So we still have papers that are coming over, that are outside the perimeter of the book, right? So what we'll do is move the papers that are that are sticking out of the book. We're just going to rearrange it. And I'm going to show you what happens when we just kind of rearrange it here. So I can see that one was sticking out too. This is part of the fun of putting together any book, is, you know, trying to make the pages fit and try to make them, because I do like the pages to pretty much, okay, see what we did there? We just kind of shuffled them around and made them fit. Also, you have to remember, when you have this overlap here, y'all, you're going to tuck into the spine here. So when you close the book, that overlap right here does disappear. So just kind of keep that in mind. I think we can stuff a few more papers in here. So I'm going to do that. I had 10. Let's do 11, 12. Let's do 12. Let's see how that works out. Okay, ooh, that's looking really good right there. I do think I like that. All right, next thing we're going to do is do a pamphlet stitch and put this baby together. As we get closer to the holiday season, we're all looking for ways to give gifts economically, and not just economically but mindfully as well. And something that is handmade, homemade, is so nice to give, instead of, you know, like run into the store or hop on the Amazon or whatever. So the next thing that we have to do here is we have to punch the holes so we can bind the book. Kind of line your signature up like this. Fold it up. Make sure it looks pretty good in there. If you want to, you can kind of thumb through it. But as I put these together, I kind of thumb through it. So it's looking good to me. We're going to go ahead and punch our holes for our pamphlet stitch. Here's another handy hint. If you get these too big, if your signature going into your book is too big, it creates all kinds of problems as you try to bind the book. It's best to keep these books small and not overburden them with too much paper. It just really makes them hard to bind. A lot of people do this different ways. I just take a paper clip and I'm going to put it there. Put another little paper clip here. You know, people use binder clips, all kinds of things to hold these babies together. All right. I'm going to kind of hold the signature and the book like this. And we're going to punch 3 holes. One fairly in the middle. Fairly in the middle down here. They're about an inch apart, but you can do whatever you want. Now we're going to bind the book. I've already got my needle ready to go here. Keep in mind that when you do a pamphlet stitch, you guys, if you go through the front of the book first, okay, then you're going to have a tail on the front of the book. I don't want that. I'm not going to put beads on this. No need to embellish it. It is a totally functional kind of book. So what we're going to do is go through the middle. This is, if you can think about it, Jenny Belly suggests thinking about it as a figure 8. And that's kind of perfect. Because that's exactly what it is. All right. So we've got this. I am going to kind of pull up on this a little bit because I do want my binding really tight. And then we go through the middle hole again. when you go through that middle hole, you guys, you might want to pull the middle thread that you've already gotten laced through here out of the way. I've started binding books like this, and my like when you go through the middle hole twice, sometimes you'll catch the embroidery floss or twine or whatever you're using to bind these with, and it catches on like one thread of the embroidery floss, and then you've got just a really kind of giant mess. So do watch yourself when you go through the middle hole twice. And there we go. A perfect little book for me to put by the bedside, put by my place on the sofa where we watch TV at night. A great place for quotes, recipes, whatever. We're going to do another one. This one is junk mail. Just junk mail from... This was a circular from Lowe's, and I thought it was really super cool and very seasonal. Let's go in a little bit right here. It was like a 10% off coupon, making a great deal this fall at Lowe's, and I just really loved it. It was super cool. Look at that little pumpkin right there. Do you see how they have that painted? Isn't that just really neat? I just really do love that. And you can see all the different kinds of pumpkins here. Of course, these are like fake pumpkins, and we have real pumpkins down at the pumpkin patch where I work. So I am all in favor of real pumpkin stuff and real decorative pieces that you can use in your house or business or whatever you're decorating. You know, maybe you have maybe you have something going on at your church and you need pumpkins for a festival or whatever. I do encourage you to please look around your community before you start buying a whole bunch of plastic stuff, because real stuff does compost. And I know in our case, our pumpkins, our mini pumpkins and gourds and Indian corn are only $1. You can't beat that, because plastic stuff starts at, Dollar Tree for $1.25 now. Much better to get something that is easy on the environment. All right. Oh, that's looking good. I'm almost afraid to put anything else in here, but I'm going to do it anyway. There we go. Okay, so we do have that signature. I'm leaving this out because I would like to just put that right there over the Lowe's advertisement. So let's do that real quick. And it's seasonal. We are getting all kinds of things, in the junk mail that has Thanksgiving and pumpkins and fall as a decorative component to junk mail. I don't advocate like keeping every scrap of junk mail that comes through your door, but it is fun to be able to pull something out of your mailbox after seeing a video like this and going, oh, hey, I can make a book with that. It's the perfect weight and size and shape and all that good stuff. You can go back and decorate these books. You could give them as gifts and enclose you could put a goodie bag like with it and put some scrap papers and stickers and all kinds of things with this, and offer it as, hey, here is a sweet little glue book for you if you know someone who does crafting. Let's go ahead and bind this baby up. Again, just kind of make sure you've got everything even. Remember, this is a scrappy journal. Not too much fuss, not too much concern about it. Just something easy and fun. Especially a great way to use up your scraps that you have on hand. Don't have to go buy anything new. Just use what you have. Like the people in the Depression. Use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without, right? All right, we're punching our holes. This is Just a little hole puncher that I got. It's a We Are Memory Keepers punch. It works really great when you don't overload your signatures. Don't overload your signatures. All right, now here comes the really hard part. I need to thread a needle. It's scary. And, oh, there it is. See, I have this clever card here that says binding needle, and this is where I should put this all the time. But I didn't when I did the first one. All right, so let's bind this up. You know, your kids can do this, and it's so fun to make little books, you know, to give to friends, or, you know, Halloween's coming up, and it would be fun to make these and then decorate them for Halloween. Or make a gratitude journal. You know, November's coming up, but I think gratitude is something that we should express every day, not just at Thanksgiving. NaNoWriMo is coming up. NaNoWriMo, where we're doing writing projects for November. You know how when you get like a really good idea for a quote or a poem or whatever, and then it's like you can't find a book, and then you forget, and then it's on to something else. So any book like this is just a really clever little place to log your thoughts or memories or whatever you might like to write down in a really easy scrappy journal that came together literally in minutes. And I think that they are a lot of fun. If you guys like this video, please remember that I have a thanks tab below, and I would love to get a thanks from you. I get to keep 70% of whatever the thanks is, and I really do appreciate that. It's kind of like a musician's tip bucket, and I really love it when somebody gives me a tip. It's awesome. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Look for more videos from me this week, and we'll be making more books out of different things. Thanks a bunch, you guys. See you soon. Bye.